Actions within the editor may be attached to one of 5 standard events. They may also be attached to a timer. Many types of action can be attached to an event. However, some actions are restricted to which event they can be attached to. For example, drag cannot be attached to a click event. Let's attach an invert color action when hovering over an object. First, select the object. Click on the Action tab for the object. Select the hover event. Select Invert Color from the drop-down. Click on Play to see the effect of the action. Let's now change the action to display 2D text. Select 2D Pop-up from the drop-down. This action is normally used to display tooltips. If you want to change the appearance of the 2D text, click on the Edit button. The standard pop-up 2D text editor will appear. You can change the font type, font family and font parameters. There are 3 font types, standard, such as Arial, Helvetica etc., library or Google fonts. You change the color of the text and the background. You can add shadow to the text. Click on OK to apply the changes. You can set an offset from the object to change where the pop-up appears. This scene shows more hover actions, including setting color, displaying a pop-up, rotation, running a particle effect and running a script. It also shows controlling another object from a hover action. A hover event can also trigger an animation sequence. We will create a box and set up a simple animation using the timeline. We will add a simple plane to play the animation. We now add the hover action to the plane. We select the animation type as object as we want to use the animation we just created on the box. There is only one animation in the scene, box, edit clip, which is the one we want. The animation started as soon as we start playing. We need to stop this by unchecking Start on the timeline. Now the animation only plays when we hover over the plane. We will now create a more complex set of animations on hover. We will now add an exterior scene to add interest. We will load a model created in an external 3D program which has multiple animations. The animations for the model are listed in the sidebar. We will add a button to play the first animation. And attach the dance animation as an action on hover. We will clone the dance button and add another animation. We have now added 7 animations. We will add a controller to move and rotate the robot. The controller was created in the editor and exported as an object. We have now attached all the move and rotate actions to the controller. We have added a reset button which runs a script to set the robot back to its original position and orientation. We will now add a button to change the color of part of the robot. Head_2 is the eyes and eyebrows part of the robot. We have now replaced the simple color change with a dialog box where we can select the robot part and the color. We have added a script to the scene to create and respond to events from the color changing dialog. The script is run on init and builds a dialog box containing a drop-down list of the robot's parts and a color selection control. This scene illustrates both hover and mouse down actions. The axis inverts color on hover and rotates the teapot on mouse down. The axis arrowhead inverts color on hover and moves the teapot on mouse down. The colored rectangles change the color of the teapot on hover. To demonstrate adding a click action, we will add a pop-up to a box. The HTML editor is used to create the contents of the pop-up. It's simple to add an image to the content. You can upload an image from your local machine. We will add a class to the image to add a drop shadow. We can add a link to an external site or a local web page. The pop-up can be closed by either clicking on the X or anywhere outside the pop-up. By selecting Close Only on X, the pop-up can only be closed by clicking on the X. However, it can also now be moved around. You can edit the existing content. Clicking on ... will show more options. You can add an image you have already uploaded. We will display a 2D pop-up on a timed event. We will display the 2D pop-up after 3 seconds and remove it after 5 seconds. The action is set to repeat. We will add a second timed action to the same object. We need to add a wait time to the first action so that they are synchronized. This scene contains multiple timed actions. We will add keyboard down events to control the robot. We add the set of move actions first. By default, the keys assigned to movement are WASD. We will now add the keys for rotating and scaling the object.